Hey, this is Tom Desmond, ApricotLaw. This is a proposal walkthrough. So if you're an attorney in the market for a new website, content writers, on-page SEO, organic Google ranking, pay-per-click, ad retargeting, social media, everything that you're going to need online to rank and get cases, this is a great place to start. It's going to be quite a long video. It's a really detailed proposal, and I might go line by line. But if you are, like I said, in the market for this kind of service, this is going to be one of the strongest proposals you're ever going to come across. And that's the feedback that I've gotten from our clients and our prospects. So here it is. I'm shooting the video because not everybody is going to take the initiative or the action to call us and find out what we can do. This video is something you can watch at your leisure and get exactly what we can do for you. So here we go. Embarking on a new adventure with the strongest law firm internet marketing company in the industry. That's our little slogan. And we believe we are the very best. There's 20 of us over here. My business partner and I, Nick Kringus, my name's Tom Desmond. We started this company 4 years ago. It was just the two of us building websites, writing content, ranking pages. We came from just ranking websites background, and we decided to hit this market, the legal market. And now we have about 40 clients, and all of our clients have exclusivity in their market. So that's a big selling point for us, is we only want one law firm per specialty per city. So that's part of the bullet points here. You know, you'll see everything that we offer in the video. Of course, we do design. We have a design team. So there's a design team and a development team. Everything that we do, all the websites that we design are custom. So we're not using themes. We custom design the look of the site. And then once you approve that, it gets sent to the development team and they build it. They custom hand code everything. So websites look beautiful on all devices. And they snap into place very quickly. They load quickly because themes are pretty slow. Custom designed websites load faster because there's less bloated code. We have a team of writers, and we're always looking for new writers. But the people that we have now are fantastic, and they've been with us for a long time, and they're familiar writing for law firm websites. That's what we specialize in. So the content and the quality of the content is excellent. And you can see tons of examples. I mean, there's no hiding that. It's all over the web. So look for some examples or ask me and I can send them to you. Nick and I met because we were interested in link building. And I know sometimes that sounds like a bad word. It really isn't. If you analyze the top ranking sites in any market, the top sites always have the best links. They are the top sites because they have the best links. And it's the same thing with the law firm websites in this market. The top websites are up there because they have quality, relevant websites linking to them, hands down. And that's really my position in the company, is to analyze the market in every location, in every specialty, and understand exactly what it takes to beat those particular high-ranking sites. And without question, the high-ranking sites are there because they have the best links. And Nick and I met because we were both interested in that aspect of internet marketing. That's the real context sport element of internet marketing. It's link building. I can talk about links forever. As we get further down into the proposal, you're going to see that our link building section of the proposal is very, very detailed, and I may go into it more in a minute. It might be 20 minutes from now, but you'll see. One of the main problems in this industry is sales reps. The sales reps come and go, and they're not necessarily SEO people. They're sales reps, and you don't really want to deal with a sales rep. You want to deal with an SEO person. You want to deal with the people that are actually doing the work and can look at your site and know what needs to get changed, instead of having to go through all these people, account executives and all that stuff, to get to the SEO people, to get to the owners of the company. So that's a problem we fixed in the industry. So you have direct communication with the owners and the department heads of ApricotLaw. And like I think I said earlier, there's 20 of us in this company. The department heads are you speak to the lead designer, you speak to Nick, who's the head of SEO, you speak to the head of content and our COO, and you speak to myself. And there's a couple other people that are really key when it comes to communicating with clients. So everybody that you talk to here is going to have their finger on the pulse of what's happening with your campaign, which is really, really important. And we have very, very low turnover. It's a tight group of people. World-class employees, no outsourcing, no turnover. That's true. Stress-free. So this is important. You really choose your level of involvement with ApricotLaw. In fact, 80%, we send them the reports and they send us 2 lines back in an email. Thank you. You guys are doing great. Thank you. Whatever. That's it. Some people want to be more involved, and that's fine. They want to discuss the reports. They want to talk about strategy. They want to talk about content. They want to talk about links. They want to change things on their sites. It's totally fine. It's up to you. We don't require your involvement, though. You don't have to write content. You don't have to approve everything. You can approve the content before it gets published. We don't have any clients that want to read the content before we publish it. They know the content's high level. It's a waste of their time. So I don't want to beat that to death. The involvement is up to you. There is a couple of things in the very beginning of the campaign that we will need your help with. That's just getting logins, being present for a photo shoot, that kind of stuff. But that's pretty simple. Exclusivity, that's really important. I mentioned that in the beginning. We have big egos over here, and we want to win, and we want to be the best in the industry, and we want to take one law firm from each category and each city to the top, and that's it. We just want one. We want to keep you forever. Exclusivity is a big deal. We do request and require that you stay with us for at least 3 months. We build the website and then give us 3 months to show you something. It takes longer than that to rank a website, especially for competitive keywords in competitive markets. But at that 3-month mark, you'll know that you want to stick with us. You'll know the people on the team. You'll see the content. You'll see the rankings start to improve. You'll know that we know what we're doing and we love this work. You'll stick around, but just give us those 3 months. We're full service. And don't worry, I'm not going to read every line of the contract or the agreement. So design, content writing, on-page SEO, social media, ad retargeting, pay-per-click, link building, reporting, everything. And you own it all. We don't keep anything hostage. We actually even set you up on your own hosting. So if for whatever reason you want to stop, you just give us a 20-day notice and you change the passwords and we're out and you have everything. We don't say, the images are ours, some of the content's yours, we're keeping your logo. None of that stuff. It's all yours. Website, everything. Here's a quick table of contents. Know what I'll do? I'll read this because you might want to know what is going to happen in the video. If none of these things are important to you, then I don't want to waste your time. But let me tell you what is going to be in I should have done this in the very beginning. What's going to be in this video. So we didn't talk about anything yet. So we're going to talk about some of the current problems. And these are common problems in just about every law firm website that I see. So we'll talk about a little bit of that. And then we talk about the solutions. And the solutions are in 5 parts. Part 1 is launching a brand new website that's designed to convert. Part 2 is doing that on-page SEO so you're relevant for the phrases you want to rank for. Part 3 is link building and building strength to your website. Part 4 is social media, and part 5 is ad retargeting. So I'll go through those. And then number 3 is the scope of work and deliverables and the expectations. And I broke that out into months. So you'll see, but it's the design is one part. Then we go into month 1. A lot of stuff gets done very quickly in month 1, and then months 2, 3, 4, and 5, 6, and on. There's different expectations, and there's a different way that we approach each of those months. So I'll talk about that. Reporting and communication, a quick blurb on website maintenance, And we have tons of testimonials, but I won't bore you with that. And we'll talk about fees and terms at the very bottom. Excuse me, like take a sip. Iced tea. Okay, current problems. I'm not going to read this, but the most common problem is websites are just not ranking. And I could break that down into two things. They're not set up properly on page, so they're not relevant for the phrases they want to search that they want to get traffic for, which is not rocket science, and I'll go through that in the video. The second thing is they don't have any good links. Either the links there's not enough, or there's too many irrelevant links, or there's spammy links, or there's a ton of ways to screw up link building. But those are the two biggest things. And I'm going to skip over this. The result is you're not ranking for the quality keywords, and your traffic value is kaput. Now, traffic value is can be measured with a tool called SEMrush, and we use all standard tools. We don't have any proprietary tools that are ApricotLaw ranking tools. We use the real standard tools. You can use them too to check our work. I won't go any further into that. Some companies don't do that. They have their own proprietary ranking tools. Like, why would you do that? It's easy to lie. So back to this. Traffic value. Now, SEMrush measures traffic value. The way they do it is they see how much traffic you're getting, and they see how those visitors are getting to your website. What keywords are they searching? So let's say you're ranked in Houston car accident lawyer. That's a really expensive keyword. It's like $290 for one click. If you're ranked in the top 3, you're going to get 80% of those visitors. This tool can see the visitors coming into your site. It can see what it searched to get to your site, and then it would tell you how much you would have to spend in Google AdWords to get that organic traffic that you're currently getting in your site. Now, so here's a couple of our clients that I just put up here. They're not spending $67,000 a month with us. They're not spending $27,000 a month, but the traffic, the value of that traffic that's coming into their site as a result of our organic SEO is this much. This is what it would cost them in pay-per-click. So, maybe they're spending $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 a month with us for everything that we do, but the value of that traffic is, 10 times that, right? So this is a real measure of who we are and what we do. And this is what we like to show our clients, so they know they're getting their money's worth. Here's some bullet points, typical things that I find on every website that I analyze in this market. And that, like I said, that's my sole job here at Apricot Law, is I analyze law firm websites all over the country, all cities. 80% of them are personal injury sites, but I also look at family law and criminal defense and wills and estates, so trust and estates. So these are the most common issues that I see. The headers are awful, and it kills your conversion. People don't bother to get proof badges, or they don't bother to put them up above the fold where they're visible, so their credibility indicators are non-existent. A compelling blurb and a call to action. These are some really simple things that a lot of attorneys don't have on their websites, and they wonder why they're not getting any calls. You're not building trust, and you're not telling the visitor what to do. Those are two basic things that a website has to do. And strong mobile design and conversion elements on your cell phone. Cell phones, 90%, not 90, maybe 50, 60% of the people that are going to find you online are going to be using their cell phones. Either they're, sitting on a red light, which they shouldn't be using their cell phones, or they're at a park bench or eating their lunch in a restaurant. That's when they do their searching. So your website design, on your mobile design, has to look amazing, and it has to have all those elements. Nice, strong image, a great blurb, a clear call to action, and buttons that fit right under your fingers. So you need a text, call button, call now button, email button, right? Boom, right under your finger. Most websites, legal websites today, don't have that. It's really important. These websites have to load quickly, right? So under a second and a half. Google promotes websites that load very quickly. So this is a problem I see a lot. The next section is SEO, search engine optimization. There's about 25 things that we do on every page. It's a lot. In the proposal, I cover 8 of them because those are the things that are easy to understand. The other ones are little codes and things in the back end, schema markup, helps you rank in maps, all that kind of stuff. The proposal will be 50 pages if I added all that in there, but we look at about 25 elements on every page to make sure that it's sharply optimized. These things Google is looking for, right? So that is always missing on 99% of the websites that I analyze. I'll skip over some of this stuff. Link building. I'll talk about that when we get into the link building section of the proposal. Social media, I'll talk about that down there as well, and et cetera, et cetera. So here's another thing that I do that I want to share with you before we continue. I do a free analysis video, which means I'll analyze your website and I'll point out all these things that are wrong and make suggestions for fixing it. You could actually watch this video and fix these things yourself. You could send it to your SEO company and ask them to do it for you. The video is free. Take advantage of that. And I'll compare your website to the strongest websites in your market. So you can actually, the video is like 20 minutes long and it's pretty packed with a lot of information. And there's no strings attached. It's free. Just free information. Take advantage of that. So solutions. Here's the solutions portion. I'm going to try to get through it quickly. Another sip of tea. Oh, that's a little too sweet. Let's see. Part 1, launch a brand new website. Now, I trust you'll do your own research and click on some links, go to our portfolio, open up these sites on desktop, play with the different size of the browser, see how these things act, and definitely look at them on your cell phones and compare them to everybody else in the market. There's other good companies that do good websites. So there's certainly no shortage of people that design websites. What makes our websites, in my opinion, better is how they function on mobile. Like I said, that's 60% of the people that are going to come to you, and we do a really, really great job. We do some really cool stuff. And you can see a little bit now, it's way too tiny, but check them out on your phone, see how they feel, scroll. We have things that swipe, they go side to side, they scroll. You'll see how they feel and how easy it is and how it entices you to take action. Here's a couple little pictures. Part 2 is search engine optimization. So this requires a lot of talking, and I hope I can get through it and be clear. Here we go. So the term relevance is really important. I always say that there's 2 main things involved with ranking, and that's relevance and authority. Relevance is everything that's on your site. So if you want to rank for Miami car accident lawyer, you have to show Google that you're relevant for that phrase. And it requires some doing. There's a lot of work involved. It's not rocket science, though. And if you ask for a proposal from me, you'll have the exact details of those tasks that we do. And if you request a free website or a video, I'll illustrate that using your website. So that's pretty cool. Take advantage. And so for the sake of the proposal and for the sake of this video, I don't want to talk through all these things. What I'm going to do is kind of skim through them quickly so I can get into some other elements of the proposal that may need more explanation. But there's 8 SEO elements that are really important and have to be perfect. So there's page title, the URL, which is what's in your address bar. Your H tags, those are header tags, header 1 and header 2. They have very specific purposes and have to be built and written in a very specific way. One interesting thing about H2s, well, H1 is your main header. That's the main header of the page. It's the biggest text on the page. It just has to match the keyword. Simple. H2s have a couple of different purposes. One is to keep the reader on the page, lead them down the page, get them to take action. The second purpose is for ranking. It's very important. Google looks at those subheaders to try to determine the relevant score of that page. Now, you can't just keep putting the keywords in the H2 tags. There's something that we call buzzwords. And there's like synonyms in a way, because Google knows what people are searching for and what they're clicking on when they're looking for a specific attorney in a specific location. So we have all that data. We make sure those buzzwords are in the H tags. Very important. Meta description, that's that little black text in Google underneath that blue text in the search engine results page. It's not a ranking factor, but it's important for click-through rate. So we make sure we write those manually. Page content, keyword density, 3% keyword density. The more competitive phrases like your car accident page or divorce page, we want to get about 1,300 words, maybe a little more. Some of our pages have 2,000 words on them. This is interesting, supporting pages with proper folders and silo structure. It's a little easier for me to illustrate this on your actual website because I can get right in there and say, like, see how your folders are not optimized, or see how this is over optimized. But basically, think of proper folder structures and silo structure like your desktop computer or your laptop computer. Your folders on your computer are very similar to the content and the folders on your hosting of your website, right? It's the same thing. It's how Google sees your website. It's code and it's folders and it's content. So that has to be organized in a specific way. That's what I mean by setting up your silo properly. It's putting relevant pages within the correct folders and linking them together in a specific way. Not rocket science. I'll leave out some of this stuff. If you're interested, you can call me, and I'll send one of these proposals to you. Custom sidebars. This is worth talking about. There's two purposes of a custom sidebar. One is for Google, because Google wants to see relevant content that's easy to get to. And the best way to do that is have a custom sidebar. So if you're a personal injury attorney, you want to get car accidents, you have a custom car accident sidebar filled with car accident related content. That's what Google wants to see. Google wants to promote websites that have lots of relevant content that's easy to get to, right? Easy. The second thing is for conversion. When your website is ranking, you're going to get a lot of traffic, and it helps to have all that relevant content in a sidebar because it makes you look like a trusted advisor. It makes you look like you're answering all the questions. And why not give your visitor so many reasons to stay on your site? They provide content that's right there for them, answers all their questions, and they won't want to go someplace else, right? Custom sidebars, not rocket science. Internal linking, that's just linking from page to page. We have a specific strategy that we use, but think of it like wiring up a brand new house. You want to make sure that every room has an outlet in it, and everything is easy to get to, and the lights work, everything works. That's wiring up your website. Tea break. Now, keywords, that's huge. Everything that anybody does online, every internet marketer starts with keywords. What are people searching, and how do I get my page up there, right? So you have to start with, what are people searching? Naturally, we have this data. We live in law firm websites. We live in tools that analyze and reverse engineer law firm websites. So easy, right? That's our thing. I can talk to you about that forever. We have people on our team that are researching that right now and finding ways that other law firms get their traffic. There's tools that do that, and we live in those tools. Great stuff. Now, an SEO overhaul. This is important and cool to talk about, because before we even start linking to your website, we have to clean it up. It's banged up, usually, almost 100% of the time. So we get our hands on the website, and basically we go through all the things that I just talked about up here. search engine optimization, tags, titles, internal linking, menus, siloing, all that stuff, pulling out bad code and stuff like that. And then we relaunched that site with all the new SEO, and it's considered that you have basically a site that's been search engine optimized. It's been overhauled. Now here's a result of one of those overhauls with our Boston client. He had a flatline site, and we did the overhaul, and then there's a little jump here because this is Google saying, wait a minute, all this is new. What's going on? Getting a few more impressions, and then Google says, I see what you're doing. I like it now. Boom. And then it jumps up. So this is a 90-day graph. Right at about day 45, we see a nice jump of impressions, which means this personal injury page jumped up, and an impression is when it was viewed. So in about 45 days, we have 6,700 impressions. That's great. And this is typical. Now, after the overhaul, we continue to add more pages to your site because we start with about 60 keywords and we usually have to add more content to make sure each of those keywords is represented by a landing page. And we do that by providing landing pages. There's a couple different things that we do with content. First, let me just talk about the process. So I said earlier, we have writers. They're all pro writers. We don't outsource anything. So we write all original content. Every page is original. We don't copy paste anything. It's written by hand, and then it gets proofread. We have an editor, and it gets proofread 3 times, and then we have a managing editor before it gets published on your page. And we focus on landing pages. Blog posts, I say it's like shooting into the side of a mountain. They don't rank and they don't convert. So, why spend your budget on that? We spend your budget. We pay our people to write landing pages. It's way more expensive. They require more research, and they're longer. They're 1,400 words, but they rank and they convert. So that's what we do. We might write 1 or 2 blog posts a month, and we get automatic syndication and that kind of stuff, but it's not where we focus. Another thing we do is special content requests. If there's some breaking news, something new on the news that might start attracting attention online, we want to make sure that there's a page for you. We can write something and get it published very quickly, and that's free. We just do it. We do have a content guarantee. If there's anything you don't like, is misspelled, or that it's inaccurate for some reason, we fix it. No questions asked. It has to be 100% perfect. So, part 3. This is link building. And I know some of our competitors are saying that link building is bad. The reason they do this is because they can't do it. They don't own a network of sites. They don't bother to build relationships with people that own really great law firm related websites. So that's how they try to sell against us. I'm just being blunt. And I know there's probably competitors listening to this, so I'm glad you're there. I enjoy the game. Anyway, here's some results from our link building. This is one client came to us. We threw 183 keywords in the rank checker. He already had a lot of content on the site. And after, I think, 4, 5, 6 months, this is the result. So he had 0 number 1 after about 6 months. 22% of his keywords were number 1. Page 1 from 10% to almost 90% of his keywords. And now, I'm not going to tell you who this client is, but now he's got like 500 words in his rank checker, and 90% are in the top 5. And yeah, that's all I got to say about that. What else can I say? So this section of the proposal, and this is a good thing to talk about, because people say, what are you going to do? What kind of links are you going to give me? And we don't have those links. We don't have them yet. And we're not going to share our network or give away the relationships that we've built with people. We're not allowed to. But what I can do is tell you the criteria that we're looking for when we're building links. And this is what it is. So we look for high page authority and domain authority websites, mostly page authority. The power comes from the page. Trust flow is super important. This is a majestic metric. If you're familiar with any link building checkers or anything like that, trust flow, TF, it's the trustworthiness of the page that the link is coming from. So before we build a link to your website, we make sure it has a good TF score. Very important. Websites that have lots of links coming from high TF, high trust flow pages, rank. That's the idea. So we have very strict criteria when we're looking to get links for our clients. Topical trust flow, also very important. Now, topical trust flow is the topic of the website that your links are coming from. It has to be law related. Now, there's 1,000 different topics. There's, entertainment, food, shopping, sports, 1,000 of them. Naturally, Google is going to promote websites that have predominantly law-related links. So our network is law-related. The people we reach out to publish pages on to get links from, they have law-related websites, and it's part of what we do, right? So that's what works. You can see that in the proof in our clients. Diversity. You can't just have all links from a private network or all directory links or all social media links. They have to be diverse. So that's obvious. Undiluted link power. So I'm sure you've heard of, or maybe I'm not 100% sure, but you may have heard of link farms, where it's just a page and it's all links on it, and that's it. There's no content, there's no value. Those do not help your cause. It's not going to help you rank. So I just call it undiluted power. So it's a piece of content on a real site that has real value, that has great metrics, and there's one or two links within the content, and it goes to your site. It goes into your page. It's feeding your website nutrition. That's what Google's looking for. Google's looking for websites that have links from trusted, relevant, and authoritative websites, right? Anchor text ratio. This is cool. A few years ago, Google started rolling out these penalties. There's Penguin, there's Panda. Penguin is the penalty that hits websites that over-optimize their anchor text. So if you wanted to rank for Miami car accident lawyer, you couldn't just build links that have the text Miami car accident lawyer and point that to your site, because it would blow out your anchor text ratio. So that's how Google slapped sloppy SEO people. So that's important. 4% is what we're looking for. So if you have 100 links and you want to rank for Miami car accident lawyer, 4 of those have to have that phrase. And there's it's deeper than that, trust me, but that's a good start. Link velocity, that's the rate at which your website acquires links. So if you have a brand new website, you can't start getting 200 new links a week. That's just unnatural. Those links have to be built over time. Your website gains some strength. It starts to get some ranking. You start to get some impressions. You start to get some clicks and visitors, conversions. And then it would make sense to add more links, more powerful links. So link velocity is very important. It's the rate at which your website acquires links. So quick summary, in the amount of time that I've spent, it's ridiculous, the amount of websites I've analyzed in this market. Most websites can be outranked pretty quickly, even in the tough markets. And if and when I do your website audit video, you'll see that. I'll show you the real numbers of your top competitors and compare it to your website. You'll see what I mean. Social media. Now, social media may not bring in a bunch of leads, but it really makes a law firm look great. So that's what we do. We brand your social media platforms, make them look like your website, and we post on it. Now we we share some content from your site. We'll post an article on your behalf on an authority website someplace, and we'll share that link. We'll grab another link from another article that's relevant, and we'll share that. And we fill up your pages. So when somebody comes to your site and they click on your Facebook page because they want to see what kind of firm you are, it looks amazing. It's filled. We have all these custom images and this great information. That's all they want to see, right? So that's what we do. Plus, the social signals, that's what they're called, will help you rank in Google. It works. But, are we like social media managers? It's not going to move the needle that much for you. It's not going to bring in a lot of cases. It's really just to fill that stuff up, make it look good, and give you some social signals. Ad retargeting, this is great. I know you know what this is. If you've been shopping for some shoes and then you decide not to buy and you go in the kitchen and make a sandwich and come back, you go on Facebook or YouTube or you're reading something else, some other article, and boom, you see those shoes that there's an ad right there looking at you saying, hey man, I thought you liked these shoes. That's what this is. It's amazing, especially for attorneys, especially for injury attorneys, because if you've been injured, you need an attorney right away. There's probably runners calling you. These, insurance companies are bugging you, and there's a lot of scammers out there, and you want to be reminded that, wait a minute, I better make the call. I better call the attorney. And I was just reading that website. That website looked great. And I'm going to call them. Boom. You get a second chance. You get a third chance. You get multiple chances for 60 days. That ad will keep following them around. The conversion rate is fantastic. You have to have this set up. And it's not hard, and it's part of what we do right away. Call tracking. Yeah, of course, call tracking. You have to do that. All right, scope of work, deliverables, and expectations after I finish my tea. We have a welcome aboard call. It's kind of a fun call. We review some of the stuff in the proposal. You get to meet department heads. You meet Nick and Willie and the design team. And we all kind of say a few things. It's a big call. You can have yourself, the partners on the call. We meet each other. So you get to know the different voices and names and what each person's responsible for. It's super cool. It's about 30 minutes. You don't have to take any notes. Just enjoy the call. You can fire questions at us, whatever you want. After the call, you'll get some emails from us. You'll get a summary of the call and then some requests for things that we need from you. So logins, credentials, those kinds of things. The next step is we build a new website. And the very first thing that we do in this process is get a photographer to your office. So once we have the images, the website can launch in between 40 and 60 days. And there's bullet points here. We have it down to a science. I may go through a couple of these that could need an explanation. But for the most part, it's here and it's bing, 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 and we just bang it out. So you work closely with our lead designer, and you'll see you're above the fold comp. That's everything that happens, at the top of the website before they scroll. It's above the fold, which is totally custom. We get a brand new image. We write the blurbs and slogans and get all your credibility indicators in there. Nice call to action and any trust badges or results or anything you want to put up there, we make sure that you love it. And that's a big part of conversion too. So that gets done. And then we work on the below the fold section. That's everything below that. And we have many different models to choose from. And yours will be, custom. We'll add different colors and content and background images and blurbs and everything. So it's pretty fun. It's a lot of stuff to look at, but it's almost like designing a new home from scratch. So it's great. Communication is really huge, and this is where we need your help. We're really good about communicating. It's one of our strengths through email or through phone, whatever makes you more comfortable. But this is critical that we have at least your attention during this process. When we send you a comp, we need you to look at it right away. Really look at it and make a decision. Do you like it, or do you like A, B, or C, or can we change this, change that? If you send us back your comments, we can turn that around and give it back to you right away, so you can look at it again and say, yeah, that's what I want, or no, change this. We want to give you a couple of shots at getting it right, and then we want to move on to the below the fold. And that's all in here. So I won't go through every little thing, but there's a lot of stuff that happens, and there's a lot of people involved, but it's a process that's really clean, and we've done it a bunch of times. Let me see, anything else I need to say here? Everybody loves their website. If you don't love it, we just change it. It's your firm. It's representing your firm. So it has to be great. And we want it to be great because we have to compete with some good designers out there. We want our stuff to be the best. So no sense in launching something that isn't the very best, the latest and greatest. Month one, some of this stuff I talked about, but I want to go through some of it. So month one is huge. And we start this on day one, because it doesn't conflict with the design process at all. It's a totally different set of departments within ApricotLaw, and it does not require a brand new site. If we have the domain name, we can do all these things. So let me explain why. So we set up Google Analytics, or we at least gain access to it so we can see what's going on. We set up Search Console or similar. We set up your call route. We do some initial ranking reports and snapshots. So we have all that information so we can prove our value after 3 months or whatever. And we work on the keyword landing page SEO overhaul. That's huge. We can do this behind the scenes before we launch the site. So we want to get on this right away, which includes menu optimization, internal linking, technical SEO, etc. And we start writing the new content. Now, we can't start writing the new content before we do the SEO overhaul. Excuse me, because we have to take an inventory of your pages. And that's part of the SEO overhaul. Once we get that inventory, we know it's missing, and then we write the first set of new pages. 10 pages a month is common. For some clients, we write 45 pages a month. They want to rank in multiple locations, and they have giant budgets, and that's what they want. So they do. This is something that we can discuss. Once you approve your above the fold design on your website, we go out and we brand your social media. So when someone they're on your site, they're like, wow, this looks beautiful. They click your Facebook, wow, it matches the site. The branding is very important. Some of this is link building. It's the building a base of links. It's not going to move the needle like this right here, Web 2.0, but it's a nice base of links. We get them from high authority Web 2.0 properties. And I won't name them all, but there's 100 of them, and they have the domain authority, if you know what that means. It's ranking from 1 to 100. These are like 90 or 85. They're ridiculously high. So they're really safe. They're really strong. And we start to actually publish content on them too. This is really important. Your legal directory profiles. Most of the time when we take on a law firm, these are pretty banged up. Either they're lacking profiles on the stronger directories, or there's inconsistencies, something. So we have a person that takes care of that. And if you do not have these, we set them up for you. Some of them, there's a fee. So that fee is separate from this contract. Everything else is included, but that fee is separate. The other thing that's not included, and I'll get to that in month 2, is your pay-per-click. If you want to have a pay-per-click budget. We create 35 additional legal directory profiles. Know what that means is that there's literally 1,000 legal directories out there. Most of them are garbage, and we don't want to bother with them. There's about 35 that are good. There's maybe 10 of them that are really good, and we build relationships with those people who own them. So we build those by hand, and you get a good backlink, and we can publish content on some of those because the backlink from the content is valuable. Did I finish my tea? Yes. On to water. Next, we optimize your Google My Business because you want to rank in maps. I won't go into all the little tricks that we do. I realize that some companies base their whole model on just this. And quite frankly, that's a waste because Google is still going to promote the most relevant and authoritative websites in maps. No little tricks are going to get you up there. We do the tricks too because it helps a tiny bit, but really what moves the needle in both your maps listings and organic is the strength of your website, which comes from backlinks. Local citations, that's just local directories. They're not law related, but we set those up. That helps you rank in maps. As long as all the information is consistent, so we have to change a lot of that stuff. All that stuff is hand done. It's a pain in the neck, but it's super important. We set up Bird Eye. This allows you to get reviews, which is super important. And we teach you how to use it. It's quite cool, actually. I won't go into that, but it's pretty slick how they set that up. So you get their information and you put it into Bird Eye and you send it through Bird Eye, and they get an email that says, how did you feel about this law firm? If they say not good, it sends you an email. So you can talk to them and straighten it out. If it says, oh, I love them, I would recommend them, it says, oh, fantastic, would you like to leave a review? So it helps you encourage the happy people to review your law firm, and it gives you an opportunity to talk to the people that weren't so happy instead of encouraging them to leave a bad review. All right, that's it. At this time, we design those banners for your retargeting and social media ads. So retargeting is something I talked about earlier. The first month, we try to set that up, but this really depends on when we get those photos. So, but that can get done in the first 30 days. This is just technical junk. And we send you reports. So you get your ranking, publishing, social media, and directory reports. You get all that stuff. We can explain it to you. It's going to look like a bunch of links. You can click on it and see stuff. You see all the pages that we've either written and published or are about to publish. It's pretty cool. And then you can have a meeting with us if you like. Now, I'll touch upon this later, but communication is still important. We don't disappear. We want feedback from you. We want to talk to you, but we're not going to take the initiative to call you because not everybody wants that. And we leave it up to you. If you want to have a meeting with Nick or with Willie or myself or anybody else on the team, you just reach out, boom, we're there whenever you want us. We do recommend that you reach out and have a phone call once a month. If there's something going on and we need to talk to you, of course we're going to reach out to you. But we really leave that in your court because we want you to feel like it's your choice. It's your choice how much you want to talk to us. Not all of our clients want to talk to us, and I don't want to make it because they're busy. They're practicing law. They're dealing with leads, all internal things. It's totally up to you. But we do encourage it. Now this section here, months 2, 3, 4, we start to gain traction. You're not going to be ranking in month 2, and probably not in month 3 either, for your competitive phrases. Those competitive phrases, we do expect to see you ranking in months 5, 6, 7 for those competitive phrases. I have seen crazier things where month 3, all of a sudden you're in the top 3 for something competitive. That happens, and we've also seen it the other way. Month 8, we're like, wait a minute, he's at the bottom of page 1. We're not getting a lot of traction. This is not good. Let's put our heads together and make this happen. And we had a meeting this morning about that. One of our clients, he went from number 1 to number 8, and we're pulling our hair out. We will fix it. It's happened. It happens, right? We keep our clients, though, because we stay present with the campaigns, and when something drops off, we fix it. Okay, so monthly strategy during this period is is to be present with the campaign. Every month you get your number of pages that we decide, 10 pages a month. We're trying to fill out the 60 keywords that we decided on in the very beginning. So they get written and published. We start building more links. In this period, your website's gaining strength, it's gaining traction, it's starting to get some impressions and some visitors, and we can see what's happening. And Google is starting to see that your website's coming a lot to life. You're getting more natural links, and we're building more links for you. So that's a big thing right here. High quality links to improve trust flow, topical trust flow, page authority, link velocity, etc. Social media starts to really kick in this section, month 2. Once we have the new website launched, then we start to share those new pages on social media. So that starts to happen month 2. Maintenance is an ongoing thing. You're not going to hear about every little thing that happens. Hosting has issues. Browsers get updated, so then we have to go in and update the content management system and update the plugins, and we have people that do that. You don't have to worry about it. And you get a report. You get a publishing report for everything that we do. And then in this period, this is when you have the new website, you have the social media set up. If you want to invest in pay-per-click, we can do that. We have a pay-per-click guy. He's amazing. The pay-per-click budget is separate. It's an additional budget to your organic. So let's say you're spending $6,000 a month on organic, which is everything that I mentioned except for pay-per-click, and you want to put $2,000 a month into pay-per-click. We manage that. It's a 15% fee, which is 10% lower than what I'm normally hearing other companies do. So then you get both. You get pay-per-click leads and you get organic leads. Some people want to spend a lot of money on pay-per-click. That's up to you. You do get a better return on your investment when you spend more money on organic. Pay-per-click is easy, but okay. Expectations. This is important. Some people start getting leads in month 3 and 4 because some of the long tail, less competitive phrases could be ranked number 1 very, very quickly, and that could bring in a good lead. But we're not counting on that. We expect to get more leads later on when it's just organic, later on in the campaign, in months 5 and 6, because that's when the competitive phrases start to come up into the top 3. That's when you start to get a lot of traffic, and that's when there's a lot to play with, right? We can start seeing the traffic come into your website. We can start to look at the bounce rate. What's this traffic doing? How are these people responding to what's happening on your site? Maybe we should make some changes. The credibility indicators enough? Are they visible? Is that maybe we'll change the blurb or the call to action? Maybe we need to change the image. There's a lot of things we can do once you're ranking. It's pretty exciting. And that takes us into the next section. Now, this is super exciting for everybody. We love it when our clients are ranking and they're getting leads, and we're getting those emails that say, thank you very much. I just got 5 calls today, and I think, at least one of them is going to be a really great, huge case, or, we just got a big settlement and I'm all smiles. So I can share stories like that with you, a lot of them, and you can ask for references and talk to our clients, and they can share stuff with you in that regard. So it's a big deal. We love it, but we don't stop. So what happens in this period is we dig in even harder because we have a lot of data to play with. Like I said a second ago, we have traffic. We can look at bounce rate. We can work on conversion. You increase your conversion by just a little bit, and you could really grow your firm like crazy. So big stuff. And what allows us to win in this market is being present with the campaign. I can't say enough about that. So you can't just publish the page, build some links, and go out and shoot some hoops. It doesn't work that way. We have to publish the page, build some links, wait a week, get back into it and look at the rank checkers, look at link velocity, anchor text ratio, see what links Google's indexing, look at the rank checkers, look at everything, right? And then re-strategize that next week. And we have a team, the TRT, it's called the ranking team, is a group of guys that love this work like a basketball team loves to go play basketball. So that's what you get when you're with Apricot Law. You get people that really love this work. Reporting and communication, I talked about that. Website maintenance, I talked about that. It's part of what we do. Here's some happy clients. And the fees, our one-time fee for the website is always changing because we're doing different things. So that's something I want to have a conversation with you about. Ongoing payments monthly, that depends on what you want. Depends on how competitive the phrases are. So, Burlington, Vermont car accident lawyer is not going to cost even a fraction of what Chicago car accident lawyer is going to cost, because Chicago is very competitive. There's a lot of strong websites that have really good metrics, trust flow, page authority, because they have good links. So it's going to cost more money to beat them. It's going to take longer. Burlington, Vermont, it's a really cool place, but the websites are not that strong, so it's not going to cost that much money to rank up there. And then basic terms, we like to keep it really simple. I could talk to you about that. I'm not even going to go over this. It's so basic. So anyway, I know it's a long video. I need to take a break now because I'm exhausted. I hope you enjoyed it. Definitely take advantage of the free website audit video. It's like a full internet marketing analysis and comparison to your top local competitors. I think you'll love it. And always feel free to call me. You call the office number 212-960-8584, and I'm going to be the one to pick up the phone, and I'll be happy to talk to you. So all the best. Thank you very much.